An overview of Transact SQL. Let us see what is T-SQL. Transact SQL is Microsoft's and Sybase's proprietary extension to the conventional structured query language. This development brought procedural programming language functionalities such as local variables, control statement, looping statement, and additional functions for various needs. Transact SQL is abbreviated as T-SQL. It is a programming language used exclusively for communicating with RDBMS. Though many dialects exist, they are all required to comply with at least entry-level ANSI SQL guidelines. T-SQL is a third-generation procedural language, and as such is lacking all of the features of the object-oriented programming model found in more advanced languages, such as C++, Java, and Visual Basic. T-SQL is all about data and how to manipulate data. Unlike other programming languages, you cannot use it to create standalone programs. Its statements can only be understood and executed in the context of SQL Server. T-SQL statements can be executed directly through the Query Analyzer utility, passed from the command line, or submitted to SQL Server via a custom client application. T-SQL was designed specifically for querying and modifying data in relational databases, and that is what it does best. We will discuss more about Transact SQL in the upcoming lessons. Programming structure of T-SQL. You know very well about programming structure in other languages, but it is different in SQL Server. Let's see how it differs from the others. Before that, let's see what a variable is. A variable holds a single piece of information similar to a number or a character string. Variables can be used for a number of things. In SQL Server, a variable is typically known as a local variable. Now you're clear with variable. We'll see its declaration. The name of the local variable needs to start with the @ sign as the first character of its name. To declare a variable, here is the syntax. The local variable should be declared with the keyword declare, @variable name, and its data type. To assign a value to a local variable, we should use the set command. Here is the syntax. If there is more than one statement to execute, then the statement should be enclosed with begin and end commands. We will discuss more about these commands in upcoming lessons. Control statements. In this lesson, we will discuss the control statements. Transact SQL provides statements that we can use to control the flow of codes in our database programs. The most commonly used statement is if, else. You all know about that, which is very common among modern programming languages. Let's start with if, else. The if statement contains a condition. If it is true, the code written after if is executed. If it is not true, the code written after else is executed. Notice that the else statement is optional. Here is the syntax. If the Boolean expression is true, it will execute if condition statements. If the condition is false, it will execute else condition statements. If there is more than one statement to execute in if or else, then these have to be enclosed by the begin and end statements. Let's see with an example. Enter these codes in the Query Editor window. As we discussed earlier, if the statement, that is true, it will return the output as the employer detail is found in employee table. If the statement is false, it will return the output as the employer detail is not found in employee table. Next, we will move on to wait for. This delays the execution of a T-SQL query either for a given amount of time when we specify the delay keyword, or until a specified system time when we specify the time keyword. The syntax is wait for time, time. It instructs SQL Server to wait until a specific time. Wait for delay time. This indicates the SQL Server has to wait for a specific amount of time. Well, here you have seen the syntax, so let's see it with an example. Here we have given the time as 11 a.m. for the time keyword, and 1 minute for the delay keyword. The first wait for statement waits until 11 a.m., and the second one waits until 1 minute after 11 a.m. Execute the statement by pressing the F5 key. This will delay the output for 1 minute. That is, it will be executed at 11:01 a.m. Then the final output will be given time, that is 11 a.m., and delayed time, that is 11:01, with the system date. Looping statements. Here we will discuss looping statements. Let's see the use of a loop statement. A loop is a set of commands that executes repeatedly until a specified condition is true. Let's start with the while loop. The loop continuously executes a block of statements while a particular condition is true. Here is the syntax. Here, Boolean expression is an expression that returns true or false. If there is more than one statement to execute until the condition is true, then enclose the statements with begin and end. SQL statement is any T-SQL statement. Let's see this with an example. Here we declared variables a, b, and result with the data type integer. And we assign values a equals 3, b equals 4, and result equals 0. If the Boolean expression b is greater than 0 is true, it will enter into the while loop. Now the value of the variable a, i.e. 3, will be added to the variable result, i.e. 0, and the added value will be stored in the variable result, i.e. 3. According to the formula set at b equals at b minus 1, at every execution of a block of statement, the variable b value will be reduced by 1, and again the value will be stored in the variable b. If the condition is false, it will exit from the loop. Now press F5 to execute the statement. The final output will be 12. Remember that the Transact SQL does not provide a for statement like many other programming languages. Instead, it provides a while statement, which can expose basically the same functionality as the for statement. Transact SQL Operators. In our previous discussion, we discussed the basics of T-SQL. Here we will see T-SQL operators in detail. First, we will see the meaning of operator. An operator is a symbol indicating an action that is performed on one or more expressions. The main categories of operators in T-SQL are arithmetic operators, assignment operators, bitwise operators, comparison operators, logical operators, string concatenation operators, and unary operators. We will discuss these types one by one in detail. Let's start with arithmetic operators. This performs any mathematical operations on two expressions of any of the data types of the numeric data type category. The types of arithmetic operators are addition. It adds two numbers. This arithmetic operator can also add a number in days to a date. Next we will see subtraction. It subtracts two numbers. It also subtracts a number in days from a date. Multiply. This operator multiplies two expressions. Let's see divide. It will divide one operator by another operator, that is, dividend by divisor. Modulo. This operator gives the remainder of one number divided by another, i.e., dividend percent divisor. Next we will move on to assignment operators. The Transact SQL has only one operator, equals. The assignment operator equals assigns the value or expression on its right. We will see bitwise operators. These operators can perform bit manipulations between two expressions of any of the data types of the integer data type category. Types of bitwise operators are bitwise and. It performs bitwise logical AND operation between two integer values. Let's see the syntax. Expression and expression. Here, expression is any applicable SQL Server expression of any of the data types of the integer data type category, or of the binary or var binary data type. Well, you are clear with bitwise, and next we will see bitwise OR. This operator is used to perform logical operation between two given integer values as converted to binary expressions within Transact SQL statements. Here is the syntax. Expression, expression. You know very well that expression is any valid SQL Server expression. Bitwise exclusive OR. This operator performs a bitwise exclusive OR operation between two given integer values as translated to binary expressions within T-SQL statements. And here is the syntax. Expression, expression. Next we will see comparison operators. These operators test whether two expressions are the same or not. Comparison operators can be used on all expressions except expressions of the text, n-text, or image data types. The types of comparison operators are equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, not less than, not greater than. The end result of comparison operators has the Boolean data type, which has three values, true, false, and unknown. Expressions that return Boolean data types are known as Boolean expressions. The next one is logical operators. This operator is used to find the truth of some condition. Logical operators, like comparison operators, return a Boolean data type with a value of true or false. Let's see some types of logical operators. And, between, exists, like, not, or. These are the types of logical operators. String concatenation operator. This operator allows string concatenation with the addition sign, which is also known as the string concatenation operator. Let's see unary operators. These operators perform an operation on only one expression of any of the data types of the numeric data type category. The types are positive, negative, bitwise not. I hope you all understand the T-SQL operator from this lesson.